Alright guys, so it's trade update, and as you all know, I lost about 9k and I want to make it back. Alright guys, so it's a straight update. So it's approximately $5,000 from GBP USD. My Nigerian people don't know who I am, don't worry. I'm not going to tell them yet.
You made it right on time? I'm a spoiled bitch now. I'm saying that Jack is slow. It's crazy, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, believe me when I tell you, from the Forex market, I am the biggest fan of FXALEXG, and I know you should have an idea by now. I have made multiple videos from this guy trying to turn $100 to $1 million, in which you can see from his challenge, and I've also made about 3 to 4 videos when I followed his challenge from his Telegram group chat, and I can tell you for a fact that that guy is a real G. So FXALEXG is on a mission to take $1 million or $2 million to an amount in which he's going to buy a private jet, and at the end of the day, he's not really giving out signals. So I decided to do something similar, and with this strategy, I'm going to see how much I can grow my account, in which I've done before, to however I can grow it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so I can tell you for a fact that I know the set and forget strategy from FXALEXG, because I have watched so many videos from him, gotten so many signals from him, understood his teachings so many ways, and literally I know the guy. I don't really know everything from end to end, but at the end of the day, I could tell you that I know his strategy. And from the past episodes I've been making from other people's videos and other people's strategy, I think his has really been the best and the easiest for me to understand. Listen, from watching that guy, I can tell you for a fact that I have an 8.5 win rate. Yes. So looking at the markets right here, this is GBP NZD. So I really don't need to do too much analysis right now, because I know what I'm expecting. I'm expecting a sell on GBP NZD. Yes, though the market seems like it's pushing towards the upside, which I think the highest point the market could get to is right here. We can see it has tested it previously. It has tested here, and so on. So maybe it is where it seems like it is heading towards. But even if it heads towards this point, fine and good. I mean, it's even going to be better for us. So we can just have our entry signals here, and we can just move this upwards a little bit, in which I don't think that is what is going to happen. So I think I'm going to bring this down, and this is our entry point. So I'm expecting a sell on GBP NZD. Now, how? Let me explain. This seems like a head and shoulder. It's not a perfect head and shoulder, but it kind of seems like a head and shoulder. But let me explain. Now, if we go to a daily time frame, we can see that I have been expecting a sell on this trade for a very, very, very long time. A very long time. I mean, I've been expecting the sell to come down to this level. I've been expecting the sell to come down to this level, in which, yes, I've been expecting the sell to come down to this level, in which it's going to take a while before it actually comes down to this level. But then again, even if it doesn't, or even if it takes months or weeks before it comes down to this level, in which I honestly do not have that patience, then we're just going to stick to this. So I've been expecting a sell for a very long time. We saw a double top here, 1, 2, it broke beneath, it kind of retested. You can see this wick here, it touched it, so it kind of retested and went below, and now it has broken beneath and it has retested and is pulling back to the downside. So the thing now is, I don't know how far this candlestick wants to pull up. If we come down to a 4 hours time frame, we can see we have a whole lot of consolidations, and I'm really waiting for the market to break below this consolidation zone, which is break below, retest, and then we can now take it more to the downside. But it's going to waste our time. So unfortunately, as we are not getting what we're wanting, we can now work with what we are getting. As we're not getting what we're wanting, we can work with what we're getting. Wonderful. So we can work with what we have. So it is, I mean, we can see this ginormous massive candlestick, in which it's pulling back to the upside. But still, it's still not going to stop us, because we can get some reversals and we take it to the downside. But the thing is, even if he wants to retest this level, or maybe even if he still wants to go as far as retesting this level, even better. We just have to wait to get our entry signal. And you know, the time right now is 2:17 a.m. My fear, and I always see this, my fear is that I would sleep and wake up and this market has played out, because after making this video, I'm going straight to bed. So my fear is that I'm going to sleep and wake up and this market has played out. But I just hope it doesn't happen that way. Then if we go down to a 1 hour time frame, we can see it. I mean, it's not that much. We're just expecting to get an entry signal, then we go for a sell. So I'm going to be watching this candlestick. So whenever I get an entry signal, then I'll go for a sell. And then the next pair I'm going to be looking out for is USD JPY. Now, USD JPY, I'm also on a sell for USD JPY, or I'm looking at it on a downtrend. USD JPY is still doing some consolidation. We can see from where it is to this area. It's really consolidating this angle, and it's not something I would want to stick around with too much. I'm actually on a trade right here, but I'm going to stop the trade and start again. Long story. Okay, so we can see this is another consolidation zone, and USD JPY is a very long trade. This is where I'm expecting it to come to now. If we go back to a daily time frame, these are trades I've analyzed a long time ago, so I don't want to bore you with too much analysis. If we come down to a daily time frame, we can see it is just like GBP NZD. It is just like GBP NZD. So we're expecting it to pull back to this zone, and that is just what I am waiting for. I'm expecting a retracement back to this zone. I just want it to come back. We can see the market has been making higher highs and higher lows, and now it got to the stop. And then it reversed. So I mean, as that's broken underneath this key level, if we go to lower time frame, we can see the key level. So as it has broken beneath this key level, this is a very nice trade that we can expect some sell. So we just expect the market to push to the downside, and it's not much of a big deal. And then another trade I'm expecting is GBP USD. Now, GBP USD, I think I could be entering GBP USD now. I'm not sure, but I could. But if I do, I'm going to update you guys. I think I could be entering GBP USD now. But for GBP USD, we can see, almost everything is going for sells and sells and sells. GBP USD also has been on a downtrend for the longest of times. And also, lest I forget, Donald Trump got inaugurated into the United States as the 47th president 2 days ago. So everything is literally going to the downside. I thought I'll be seeing some bearish momentum in the market, but not that much. Everything is still going to the downside. We've been on a selling opportunity for a very long time. So obviously, we're going to continue the trend, because FXALEXG always says the trend is your friend. So the trend is obviously our friend, as we have seen, and we're obviously going to continue our friendly trend to the downside. So it's not really much of a big deal. GBP USD, we're expecting some sells. So it has gotten to our key level. So we're going to wait for some entry signal, take it to the downside for a sell. This is a clean 1:4 risk to reward, perfect trade, nothing that much. I think I'm going to hit this with like a 10 lot size or so. Something good. GBP CHF, I don't think I'm expecting any. I don't think I'm expecting any. Then another trading, which, okay, I predicted this trade a long time ago, and it has started playing out. And it's offending me that I didn't even see it. I mean, I would have entered the trade here. I drew this key level and say this is where it is targeting. I would have entered the trade here, and this would have been clean. Then this is my target level. But then again, I missed it. So if I should enter this trade, maybe is if the trade could still come up to this zone, then I can now enter it to the downside. But coming up to that zone, it's not something that's going to be easy, because I've missed it. If I get another opportunity, fine. But it annoys me that if you see some of my other videos, my other trades, USD CHF is a pair that I have been predicting for the longest of times. I mean, if we go to a weekly time frame, just take a look at this. I've been predicting this trade from here. 1 to this. Okay, it is not from here, but I looked at here Anytime it comes up, it goes down, it comes up, it goes down, it comes up again, it has come up again, and it obviously will go down. So we can see this was in 2023, this was 2024, and this is 2025. So obviously the exact same thing it has been doing for 2 years in the past. It will obviously continue the trend. So as it is said, the trend is your friend. So I'm obviously expecting it to push, and I mean this push is ginormous, bro. Take a look at this week, so ginormous, and I missed it, and it pisses me off that I did, because the reason I missed it was I think I was focused on USD JPY. That was why I missed it. GBP, and yes, I was also focused on GBP NZD, but I was also focused on USD JPY. This trade, I was focused on this trade. That was why I missed that trade. And also, I was also focused on GBP NZD. That was why I also missed that trade. But still, the trade is going well. USD CHF, and these are the main trades I have according to my analysis. I've checked. I think these are the only ones. And for those of you that have been seeing my previous series, I have done trade with Jeffrey Benson. I have done trade with Happy Forex. These are both Nigerian traders. I have done trade with Swaggy C. I have also done trade with Lambo Raul, and I'm still planning on doing more trades with. This is trade with FXALEXG. I'm planning on doing more trades. Trade with QBanks. Trade with the Trading Geek, trade with Dapo Willis, and I trade with a whole lot of people just to test out their strategy. And I'll tell you, I think the person's strategy I love the most is FXALEXG. And FXALEXG, I mean, that guy, he's actually a G, believe me. So those trades I've been predicting, I've always been on the market. For the past 3 weeks, I've literally been on the market consistently. And every trade I have been winning. The only trades I lose are trades that maybe my stop loss was just too tight and the trade went back to touch my stop loss, but it still went towards my direction. There is no trade that I entered that totally went opposite. I think it's just one or two, but the trades that have been going opposite directions are trades that I did not enter. I was like, I'm going to wait for an entry signal, and I never got an entry signal, and then all of a sudden the trade opposed me. For example, as we can see this GBP USD pair, as we can take a look at this GBP USD, I said that I'm going to be waiting for an entry signal. Now I have not entered the trade. Now if at some point the trade just takes me up to the upside, I'm not going to be annoyed because I did not enter and I did not get an entry signal. But seems like I'm not going to wait, because the last time this happened, I can't remember what pair that was. I think that was, hold on, let me check. This is CHF JPY. So the last time this happened was CHF JPY. The trade got here and I said I was going to take it to the downside. I mean, this was so clean and it went straight to the downside, and I missed it because I was waiting for an entry signal. I slept, I woke up, and the trade played out perfectly. So these are things that happens in the Forex market. So I'm going to be waiting. The pairs I'm going to be expecting GBP NZD, I'm going to be waiting for an entry signal. USD JPY, also waiting for a break under and retest to this zone, then I could enter something like this, a break under, retest to the downside, then I enter. GBP USD, an entry signal in which I could be entering this in the next 32 minutes. Let me see how this candlestick closes, then I'm going to know if I'm going to enter it or not. So ladies and gentlemen, stick around with me in this challenge and we're going to see how much we're going to make from the FXALEXG strategy. Bye for now. Alright guys, so it is trade update. Not too much has happened. First things first, let me show you the time. So if we look here, the time is 3:03 a.m. 23rd of January 2025. So that's the time. And the market is, this is how it is going. So this is GBP USD and this is how the trade is going. So I said that my fear is I would wake up and the trade would play out, but actually it didn't play out. So it took some time. I think it was here I made the prediction. It came a little bit, then it made the full retest. Then we entered the trade somewhere around here. Then it started pulling back. So this is I mean, it hasn't gone too far. This is our take profit level. I entered this trade about 6 hours ago, and it hasn't gone too far. So this is our take profit level, and so far this is how much we've made. So from our trading view, it's up to 5,000. Okay, so it's approximately $5,000 from GBP USD. So this is the trade, and we are still expecting it to really feel up to this level. Even if I'm going to get out, maybe somewhere around there. And this is where we are when we've made 5,000. So imagine what happens if it comes all the way to this level. So we're going to expect the market to kind of do its thing, and I'm going to still update you guys subsequently. So we can see USD JPY. I'm not really into this trade, but it has some potentials to take us to the downside. This is GBP NZD. I can't remember. Okay, yes, I remember analyzing this trade for a previous video, and I said I may not. Was it a previous video or this video? I think it's actually this. I don't know if it's this video or a previous video, but I know I've made the analysis before, and I said I may not make it into the pair because if I sleep and wake up, it may play out, and it did. This is GBP NZD, as we can see, but still, I mean, my predictions were correct. And then this is Euro JPY. So with this pair, I made this prediction about same 6 hours ago. I don't know if I made the video, but I drew out this line. We can see this line right here. I drew out this line and I said that we're going to be expecting a break above and retest to this zone. And you see how it followed the line perfectly. I mean, it's a coincidence, yes, for sure. But still, it followed the line so perfectly. So we're going to be expecting it to come to this key level, and this is going to be our entry level. Then we now take the trade to the upside. So this is a 1:3 risk to reward. It's not that much, but we're going to be expecting this one on EJ, USD, JPY. And I mean, it's not that much of a trade, but we're going to be expecting that soon. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to step out of the market. We're testing the FXALEXG strategy. We're going to step out of the market and come back later when everything is actually organized. And I tell you, FXALEXG is my favorite trader. So his strategy, the set and forget strategy, is something I use. Like, take a look at these trades. I literally predicted almost all of them. You can see, okay, no, I didn't predict this one. Yeah, so this is GBP USD. I'm on this already. This is USD JPY. I predicted it. It came to this side. We had a take profit, and then it has come back to this level again to now also take it to the downside. So the markets are things I'm literally predicting, and we can see this one. I predicted this one, but I missed this one. The markets are things we're predicting perfectly. I'm literally predicting almost all of them perfectly. And that's one thing you need to do. That's one thing you need to know. If you have a strategy that works, my friend, just stick to it. Once you have predicted the markets, once you have about 6 or 7 or 8 markets that you predict subsequently, I mean, every following week, the previous prediction you have, just go back to it and check if the market is still going to follow that same prediction. If it's not going to follow that same prediction, check another pair. You're always going to have an opportunity. And if at any point you do not have an opportunity, just leave the market. You don't need to force the market. There are people where they think every time they open the Forex market, they would see an opportunity. And I mean, the level I've gotten to, every time I open the Forex market, to be honest, I see an opportunity, but I don't always jump into an opportunity. So that's one thing you need to know. Whether you see an opportunity, if it's a good opportunity, if it makes sense, then fine, jump into it. If unfortunately it doesn't make sense, just leave it. You don't need to force yourself around the opportunity. So the trades are playing out perfectly. We're going to allow them play out, and we're going to allow the trade I mean right now is the GBP USD, this one, and we have about, I think, 4k ish, 5k, and we're going to allow the trade run. So we're going to step out and come back later. Bye for now. All right, guys, so it's a trade update, and this trade update is even confusing me, I'll be honest with you. So the time is 3:34 a.m. Friday morning, so we can see. Now let me show you the trade. So this is EJ, Euro JPY. Now something happened in EJ. Take a look at this. Let me go to a lower time frame. So in 45 minutes, not that much difference, but take a look at this. This was where our stop loss was, and ladies and gentlemen, take a look at this. Was literally this was literally 1 pip away from hitting my stop loss, but then it started going to my direction. And I have said this before, and I'll say it again. When you're entering a trade, I've been making this mistake, and I'll still say it. When you're entering a trade, make sure your entry point is actually meant to be the correct entry point. Because a whole lot of times, the mistake I see myself making is that I end up thinking an entry point is the entry point, meanwhile not knowing that the market is not actually done retesting. It is still doing its thing. So this was where I entered the trade here. This was where I entered the trade. It went up, and I was like, okay, we started going to the upside. But then again, it reversed to this point. So this was actually meant to be my entry point, in which I wasn't patient enough. Okay, no, this was not my entry point. This was where I entered the trade. I entered the trade somewhere around here, and it dipped a little bit. So this was the key level. This was meant to be the correct key level. That's why it is important to mark your key levels correctly. This was meant to be the key level, and you see it retested to this zone. So if my stop loss was super tight, I would have been stopped out. So yes, I started going towards my direction. I was thinking when I would do this update, it was going to be a margin call kind of update. Maybe the trade had already stopped me out, but unfortunately, it didn't. Thank God. Or sorry, fortunately, it didn't. So then for GU, let's see. Okay. This wasn't what I was expecting. Like, I'm looking at this thing right now. I'm like, nah, come on. Oh God, this wasn't. So it seems like we're still on margin calls, and I was expecting some push to the downside, but still, I mean, we're trying out the FXALEXG set and forget strategy, in which look, shit happens, okay? And I think I entered this trade on with a 10 lot size. Well, let me see how much I have in the market. So here we go. It's bad. It's real bad. EJ is going to our direction. The boats are not. It's bad. It's real bad. And also, I started getting some. This guy said from India, I like your videos. I just uploaded a video like 5 minutes ago, and the Indians have started shouting out. So hello, my fellow Indians. I love you all too. My Nigerian people don't know who I am. Don't worry. I'm not going to tell them yet. So the thing is, the trade is not really going towards my direction as I am predicting. But still, at the end of the day, I'll still allow it to run. I'm still going to allow it to run. Even if it stops me out, fine and good. In which it seems like it is going to stop me out. But I feel like this trade is going to go to... Listen, I can count how many times I've entered the trade and it totally went the opposite direction. I mean, it happens 1 out of 10 times. I'll enter a trade and it goes opposite direction completely. It happens 1 out of 10 times. So yeah, this could be one of those, and I'm not going to feel so bad. So I'm just going to step out of the market and come back later, okay? Bye for now. EJ is going towards my direction. GU is not going towards my direction, but still, it's fine. Bye for now. All right, so immediately after I turned off my camera, I turned off the camera like 2 seconds ago. The trade just hit our stop loss, and we've been stopped out. Yeah, we've been stopped out. We can see the trade closed and down. So the trade stopped us out, but I'm still going to give an update if the trade still goes to the direction. Maybe not just about going to the direction, but if somehow the trade still does something, or maybe if I see an opportunity. You know what? Let me just do analysis to see if I can find any other opportunity in the market. I mean, these are the ones that I missed out. Went perfectly, but still, the market is the market. Okay, I'm getting out of here. All right, guys, so it's trade updates, and I'm not meant to be laughing. I'm meant to be annoyed. I saw something funny. Forget about it, okay? It's trade updates, and the time is 1:19 a.m. Saturday, 25th of January. And to be honest, I blew my... Okay, not blew. I didn't blow it, but I literally hit margin calls right now. And let me show it to you. So if we go to my history, so we're in the MetaTrader 5, we go to the history, and last week, ladies and gentlemen, would you look at that? 8K. So literally 8K has literally gone. And this is one of the few times where I enter a trade and it totally opposes me. So if we look at the trade in which we entered here, USD, GBP USD and Euro USD. So first things first, this is GBP USD. So I entered a sell for GBP USD and it totally opposed me. This is like, it happens, I've said it before, it happens like 1 out of 10 times. If you check my other series, it never really opposes me, and I'm happy it happened because, okay, I'm not happy, but I knew that a whole lot of times, almost every video in other series, I make a whole lot of money, and it now seems like I'm manipulating the market. So I needed to see a time where I do some rubbish and the market opposes me, and this has happened. So it is now clear that no one is perfect. Believe me, no one is perfect. And then the second one is Euro JPY. Surprisingly, Euro JPY is actually going towards my direction, but then this is the mistake. I got wicked out. And initially, I got wicked out initially, in which you can see if you like scroll back 5 minutes. I got wicked out initially. Okay, I didn't get wicked out. I almost got wicked out, in which they never succeeded. But then again, here they succeeded. So you don't expect me to have my stop loss at this level, because it's going to be 1:1, and I don't take 1:1. I don't know, it's just useless. So this was where I had my stop loss, and I know I have said it before. Always have your key levels at the correct point, in which I just make, that is the mistake I make on most cases when I get stopped out. My key levels are not in the correct points, because this is where I had my key level, which is wrong. This is where I was meant to have my key level. So if I knew my key level would have been here, my key level would have been here. This was where my key level would have been, and then this was where my entry signal would have been. And then this was going to be my new targets, and this was going to be my stop loss. So this is a 1:5, and this would have been better. Like, this was how it was meant to be. But then again, I did it wrongly, in which, I'll be honest, it's one of these things that happen. We do things wrongly, we make mistakes, and I'm happy you all saw it, and I'm happy I documented. I'm not happy, but I mean, it has an advantage. It shows that at the end of the day, I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. And then this happens. So it's not really making me so happy. Like, ladies and gentlemen, 8K. Like, bro, take a look at this. 8K. GU, EJ, GU, and so on and so forth. So the goal right now is to make the 8K back. That's the goal. And I'm going to make it until this challenge finishes. And I promise, I'm going to try as much as possible to make that 8K back. If I don't, that's going to be a failed goal. Alright guys, so it's trade update, and as you all know, I lost about 9K and I want to make it back. So that's the new challenge. And first things first, the time is 4:35 a.m. Monday morning, 27th of January. You can see that. And let's jump into the market. So I'll show you the opportunities I've been looking at and see how much they would most likely generate us. Let's go. So, ladies and gentlemen, first things first, there are 3 pairs I'm going to be checking for this week. Not that much. I literally have scanned everything here, so you can see this is my watch list. I literally have scanned every pair here from the top to bottom: Euro AUD, NZD USD, USD CAD, Euro GBP, down to the bottom, and these are my top 3s or my bottom. I don't know. The trades I'm going to be taking, I put them at the bottom. That's just me. So these are my bottom 3s: GBP, JPY, NZD, CHF, and AUD, USD. So these are the ones I saw the most reasonable opportunities in the market. So if we go through them, first things first, this is GJ. So I'm expecting some sales from GJ, break and retest onto the downside. I'm expecting a break and retest then to the downside, because if we check overall, GJ has been on a downtrend. Actually, it has been on a downtrend from the other time frames, but I have a problem with GJ. If we look at GJ, there's something very skeptical about GJ. First things first, if we go to NZD, wait, what? Damn! Bro! I missed out. That's bad, I missed out. I honestly had no idea. Like, you saw that the reaction was, I honestly had no idea, even before your site. I honestly had no idea that this had already started playing out. And I drew this out a lot. I drew this out when it was still, because I mean, today is Monday, the market's just opened. I drew this out when it was still somewhere here. And at the end of the day, I didn't know that this would play out this way, but anyways, it's fine. Maybe it could still come down to retest a little bit, fine and good. Now, the thing is, I was expecting a break on that retest. Now, if you look at this and if you look at this, I mean, the trade looks very similar, right? If you look at this trade and if you look at this trade. Now, this trade is going to, I'm predicting for this trade to go to the downside, and I'm predicting for this to go to the upside, in which this has already started playing out. But now, I was asking myself a question. If we go out to, the other time frame, we can see what direction of the market would you say this is, on an uptrend or a downtrend? Yeah, clearly it has been making lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, and maybe wants to come down. But then again, if we now look at the overall direction of the market, whenever it comes here, it pushes up to the upside. So it comes here, it pushes to the upside, makes a double top, pushes to the downside, comes back here again, pushes to the upside, and now we now have this double top, like 1 and 2, and then it pushes again to the downside. So if it has been pushing to the upside every time it comes here, what makes it not push back to the upside? So what makes it push to this downside again? That's what I've been asking myself, and I've been saying maybe GBP, JPY may be a wrong trade. And before I turned on the camera, there was something I said. I said either GBP, JPY or NZD, CHF, one of them could be wrong. And I mean, I've gotten to the level where I'm no longer predicting the right market. I am now predicting the wrong market. So I have a feeling one of them could be wrong. And as we can see, it has actually not gotten to the area of interest. So maybe this trade what it could do is come to this side. When it gets to this side, touch it and then take it to the upside. Maybe that is what the market wants to do. Come to this. Let me mark it out again. Comes to this zone of interest and then it goes to the upside. Maybe that's what the market wants to do, but I'm not sure. We're not sure. The reason I marked out this level is a respected key zone previously. I don't want to go to the past to start showing us, but it's a respected key zone. But just in case it goes to the downside, fine. Even if it doesn't go to the downside and it starts going to the upside, fine. But my fear is that this trade will go to the opposite direction. And to come here, test and go to the upside. This is my prediction. But what if it doesn't? Like, what if it decides to go to the downside? That's the question I've been asking myself. But I'm not sure. But I've said it. Maybe one of them could be wrong. Either GJ or NZD, And I mean, NZD, had already started playing out before my face. And I didn't know. Now, before I analyzed NZD, or while I was analyzing NZD, before I turned on the camera, if we go to the 4 hours or maybe the daily time frame, I think the 4 hours is cool. If we go to the 4 hours time frame, take a look at, I marked, this is the major key level and this is the minor key level. Now, these major key level has been respected in the past. If we go to a daily time frame, we can see it better, but I don't want to waste your time. But then this minor key level has been respected here. 1, 2, 3, 4. The major key level is where the wick always touches. It touched here, kind of touched here, and here. Okay, the candlestick, the body came here. So it shows that whenever the body closed at the major key level, it means that the market was actually about to break above. So it made a break and retest, and it's going to the upside. And it's so offensive to me that I missed this trade. Like, I literally did this analysis about 2 hours ago. My battery was low, so I had to allow it charge. And electricity and power supply interruption and so on and so forth. So I wasn't able to enter the trade. But then again, I'm saying it is plain out. It's so annoying, but it is fine and good. I still wish it's going to retest. Then now AUD USD. AUD USD is another trade I'm kind of asking myself, what if it goes to the down? What if it goes to the upside? But my fate of AUD USD is, if we go to an overall time frame, we can see AUD USD has been on the downtrend for the longest of times. This has been since October 2024. So since October 2024, AUD USD has been on a downtrend, and obviously we're not going to be trading against the trend. So this is a clear sell indication that AUD/USD is about to go to the downside. So for AUD/USD, I'm expecting some selling momentum and some selling potentials from AUD/USD. So I'm just waiting for a break under and retest. So for AUD/USD, I'm just waiting for a break under and retest. Then I take AUD/USD to the downside. And then these are just the pairs I have for the week. GBP, JPY, I'm kind of skeptical about it. I'm scared that it may not respect my setup. It may go to the opposite direction. NZD, CHF, very annoying that it started playing out even before I turned on my camera. I didn't even know. So USD or AUD/USD rather is like literally the only option I have right now. And my fear could be I'll sleep and wake up and this trade could actually play out, because I mean the time is 4:44 p.m. or a.m. and I'm about to go to bed. Bye for now. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, trade updates. So the last trade update I did was about 3 days ago, and we can see this is the time. You can see the time is 3:44 a.m. Friday, January 31st. Today is literally the last day of January. So first things first, before I show you the current trade, this is USD CHF. And this is a very perfect trade I have been anticipating. But what annoys me and what pisses me off is I missed this trade. It's a trade I've been anticipating for a very long time. If we go to the weekly time frame, so from the weekly time frame, we can see the market got to this point to retest. Anytime it gets to this point to retest, so I saw the trade somewhere here. Obviously I didn't want to enter for a buy to this point. I had to wait for it to come to this zone, then we now take it to the downside. If we come to this area, we can see this was in 2023 and then this was in 2024, and ladies and gentlemen, this is 2025. So I saw the trade somewhere. Like I said, you don't expect me to take it to the upside, but I had to wait for, this was sometime in, no, I think I saw it sometime in October. So October, November, December, January. So for 4 months, I've been waiting for this trade. So I've been anticipating a trade for 4 months, and it finally got to that area in which I've been expecting. And then when it finally got to that area I was expecting, I got this head and shoulder. As I got the head and shoulder, a break under, and came back to retest this head and shoulder zone. This would have been the perfect entry. But ladies and gentlemen, as usual, I missed it. So when I missed it, we can see, voila, perfectly. And once it got to this place, it reversed. Then now this was the second opportunity in which I foolishly missed. So as we can see here, the market, as it got to this take profits, we can see it had been doing a head and shoulder. So this is more like a shoulder, this is the head, this is another shoulder, then it breaks above and retests. And this point, perfectly, okay, no, I don't think it was this point, but I saw the market. I can't remember where I saw the market, and I made this anticipation that it was going to go to the upside. And ladies and gentlemen, would you look at that? Perfectly. It got to this key level. And then the next one I'm predicting is I am waiting for the market to do a break and retest and go to the downside. Now you could be asking me, how do I know that it is going to go to the downside? Yeah, then we have to go to the weekly time frame. So I'm going to show you some magic in which I have seen. So from the weekly time frame, okay, the time frame is not shown. We can see this ginormous candlestick, or this wick, that we can see the wick is very ginormous, and whenever it has this wick, it always feels it. We can see whenever it has this wick, it always feel it here, it feels it. We can see this is another example. Once the market has this wick, it always feels it, and a whole lot of other examples where we see the market will always feel a very long wick in which it creates. On most cases, yes, obviously not 100%, but it literally always happens. Whenever it has this wick, the market will feel it. It has the long wick, it always feels it. So this long wick in which we're expecting the market to come down and feel it. So that's why if we go to a lower time frame, we can now understand the idea of the trade I'm about to take. So that is why I'm expecting a break under and retest. Then I can now take it to the downside. And when I mean downside, I mean all the way to the downside. So this is for NZD CHF. And then the next pair in which I have, or in which I have entered the trade, is AUD USD. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you AUD USD. Would you look at that? So after 3 days, the market has been going for about 3 days. It's still moving and still moving. So I entered the first one and I just entered the second one, in which this is like a break under and retest, because this is a major key level also. Break under and retest. So I just entered another one to take it to the downside. Now remember, I said I lost about approximately $9,000. I entered a trade before I entered AUD, and that trade actually hit my stop loss. So it made it up to $11,000 that I lost. But then again, I think I've started making my profits back. So let's see how much I've made from the AUD pair. So if we can see from AUD this is the first trade, which is this one. And then this is the second, which is this one. So this one still has some potentials to still move to the downside. So in total, it's about $3,000, approximately $4,000. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to step out for now and come back later when the trade is all done. Bye for now. You guys, trade updates. So where's my phone? Okay, I think this is it. So something just happened in the markets right now. So first things first, today is Monday. Today is a new week entirely. And if you look at the time, this is 3:45 a.m. Monday, 3rd of February. So yes, that is the time. And the set and forget strategy just proved itself once and again. So take a look at this. Now, obviously, we had a huge gap and we jumped here and we woke up, and this was where the market now is on Monday morning. Now, I keep on asking myself, was there anything happening in the Forex market? If we go to our MT5, I actually closed the trade. And take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't this beautiful? $16,000 in and from the Forex market. And actually, I closed the trade somewhere around here. Then I just jumped up to go get my camera 5 minutes ago. And boom, like it is surging to the downside more and more. Listen, I don't have any explanation for this. I do not know what is going on. The set and forget strategy does work. And I actually didn't... This was meant to be my take profit level, but I didn't add any take profit. Always make sure you have a stop loss to make sure you minimize your losses, and always make sure there's no take profit so you can never minimize your wins. So ladies and gentlemen, the set and forget strategy works, okay? So it means we've actually finally crushed the challenge, because literally the whole of last week I've been on a losing streak. Take a look at this. So if we come here to rearrange this to last month, the whole of last month, I've literally been on a losing streak. I mean, losses. But this, come on, I'm a Forex trader. Come on, man. Hey, and Alex, to be honest, from the bottom of my heart, if you're seeing this video, I just have one message for you, okay? You're a G. You're the real G. Peace.